We must defend the truth at all costs, even if we return to being only 12. Saint John Paul II.
Do you know the story of a saint who overcame slavery to become a symbol of faith and hope? Get ready to discover the incredible journey of Saint Josephine Bakhita. How did a young girl kidnapped in Sudan become the country's first saint? And what can her life teach us about forgiveness and resilience? Born in 1869, Bakhita faced unimaginable challenges, but her faith and courage transformed her into a venerated figure in the Catholic Church. In this video, we invested hours of research and production to bring you every detail of this inspiring story. Stay with us and discover how faith can transform even the most difficult lives. Birth in Africa. Imagine a peaceful village in the Darfur region of Sudan in the late 19th century. It was here, in 1869, that a girl named Bakhita was born. Her childhood was like that of many other children in her village, filled with laughter, play, and the warmth of family. Bakhita grew up surrounded by nature and the rich culture of her people. She didn't know the fear or pain that would come to deeply mark her life. Her family called her Bakhita, meaning fortunate, a name that carried the hope of a life full of blessings and happiness. However, destiny had other plans for little Bakhita. At 7, her peaceful life was abruptly interrupted when she was kidnapped by slave traders. From that moment on, Bakhita would be torn from everything she knew and loved, entering a world of suffering and uncertainty. But even in the shadows of slavery, young Bakhita would show a resilience and inner strength that would be crucial to her future transformation. Her story was just beginning, and every challenge she faced would shape her into a symbol of faith and hope for millions. And it is about this incredible journey, from a tranquil childhood to the horrors of slavery, that we will explore in the next segment. Stay with us to discover how Bakhita turned her pain into a strength that would inspire the world. Slavery. At 7 years old, Bakhita was kidnapped by slave traders, initiating a period of profound suffering. Sold and resold numerous times, she passed through different masters, each with their own form of cruelty. Forced to walk barefoot for long distances, carrying unbearable weights, Bakhita endured inhumane punishments for any real or imagined failure. The physical abuses left permanent scars on her body. In one particularly brutal episode, one of her masters tortured her with painful cuts, marking her forever. Despite all these adversities, Bakhita maintained remarkable resilience and hope. Even in the face of so much suffering, her faith in a better future never faded. Bakhita demonstrated extraordinary inner strength, enduring each day of slavery with dignity and courage. And in this setting of pain and resistance, an unexpected event changes the course of her life, leading her to a surprising and transformative destiny: the move to Italy. After years of suffering, Bakhita finally experienced an unexpected change. In 1883, an Italian consul bought Bakhita and took her to Italy. This new journey not only removed her from the harsh reality of slavery, but also opened doors to a profound transformation. In Italy, Bakhita was welcomed by the consul's family and began working as a nanny for their daughter. For the first time, she experienced kindness and respect in a home where she was treated with dignity. Although far from home, Italy offered Bakhita a safe haven and an opportunity to start anew. During her stay with the Italian family, Bakhita met people who helped her find a new faith. She was introduced to the Canossian sisters, a group of nuns dedicated to service and charity. This connection was crucial to her spiritual journey. Through her exposure to Christianity, Bakhita found a path of hope and redemption. Her encounter with the Christian faith marked the beginning of a transformation that exceeded her expectations. The young girl who was once a slave was now about to discover her true calling. And it is here that Bakhita, amid the safety and welcome in Italy, begins to walk the path that would lead her to sainthood, a journey of faith and service that continues to inspire generations. The conversion. In Italy, while working as a nanny, Bakhita began to discover something that would change her life forever. Through her interaction with the Canossian sisters, she was introduced to Christianity, an encounter that awakened a new hope in her heart. Bakhita's curiosity about the Christian faith grew rapidly. The stories about Jesus Christ, his love and sacrifice, deeply touched her spirit. The sisters taught her to pray and understand the principles of Christianity. This new faith brought Bakhita a sense of peace and belonging she had never felt before. In 1890, Bakhita made a decision that would seal her fate. She was baptized, confirmed, and received her first communion, adopting the name Josephine. This moment marked a new phase in her life. She was no longer an identityless slave, but a beloved daughter of God, with a name and a purpose. From this point on, Josephine's life changed drastically. Her devotion and gratitude for her newfound faith led her to consider a new path. She wanted to dedicate her life to serving others, just as the Canossian sisters had done for her. And so, Bakhita, now Josephine, began to walk the path to becoming a nun, starting a journey of service and holiness that would transform not only her life, but also the lives of many around her. God's choice. After her conversion and baptism, Josephine Bakhita felt a deep and irresistible call to dedicate her life to God. In 1896, she took a decisive step and entered the novitiate of the Canossian sisters. It was a moment of great joy and fulfillment. For now, she could serve God and others in a way she had never imagined. As a novice, Bakhita embraced religious life with fervor and dedication. Her days were filled with prayers, community work, and acts of charity. She stood out for her humility, kindness, and serenity, qualities that captivated everyone around her. Even after all she had been through, Bakhita was a source of light and hope. Bakhita's choice to become a nun was also a choice of forgiveness. She chose to forgive those who mistreated her and used her experience of pain to strengthen her faith and commitment to serving the needy. This ability to forgive and transform suffering into love truly distinguished her. Bakhita's testimony as a Canossian sister quickly spread. Her life of prayer and service inspired many to rediscover their own faith and seek a deeper relationship with God. She became a living example that, with faith and resilience, it is possible to overcome any adversity. The story of Bakhita, now known as Sister Josephine, continued to inspire those who knew her. Her journey of faith was just beginning to touch the hearts of many, revealing that her vocation was truly a divine call, a testimony of faith. As Sister Josephine, Bakhita became a beacon of faith and hope for all who met her. She dedicated her life to serving others, especially the most needy, living according to the principles of love and charity that Jesus Christ taught. Her kindness and serenity were evident in every action. Bakhita was known for her ability to listen and comfort those who came to her with their problems. She never let her own suffering stop her from helping others. On the contrary, she used her past experiences to deeply connect with those who were in pain or despair. Despite the physical and emotional scars she carried, Bakhita never harbored resentment. She forgave her former masters and all those who mistreated her, showing a compassion that deeply touched everyone around her. Her life was a living testimony to the power of forgiveness and redemption. Bakhita's words were always full of wisdom and humility. She often said that, even in the midst of suffering, she never felt abandoned by God. This unwavering faith was a source of inspiration for all who knew her, and many sought her advice and prayers. The fame of her sanctity spread, and people from all over came to meet her, seeking a bit of the peace and hope she radiated. Sister Josephine Bakhita became a living symbol that faith can transform even the lives most marked by suffering. And it was this same unwavering faith that led Bakhita to be recognized by the Catholic Church, not just as a woman of great kindness, but as a saint whose life continues to inspire millions. Her journey was about to reach its pinnacle.
Embark on a spiritual journey with our new ebook, 50 Saints, Stories and Prayers for Divine Intervention. This inspiring collection delves into the lives of 50 revered saints, offering their powerful stories and heartfelt prayers to guide you towards divine intervention. Perfect for personal reflection or group study, this ebook is a must-have for every devout Catholic. Enhance your faith and discover the strength of these saintly figures. Find the download link in the pinned comment below.
Beatification and canonization. Sister Josephine Bakhita's life was such a powerful testimony of faith and resilience that her impact was felt far beyond the convent. After her death in 1947, her legacy of love and forgiveness continued to inspire countless people around the world. The story of her extraordinary life reached the ears of Pope John Paul II, who recognized in Bakhita an exceptional example of holiness. In 1992, Josephine Bakhita's beatification process was completed, and she was declared blessed by the Catholic Church. This event was a significant milestone, officially recognizing her heroic virtues and her life dedicated to God and the service of others. The beatification brought Bakhita's story to an even larger audience, highlighting her incredible journey from slavery to sainthood. Miracles attributed to Bakhita also played a crucial role in the recognition of her sanctity. Among them, the case of a woman in Italy who was miraculously cured of a serious illness after fervently praying for Bakhita's intercession stands out. Another miracle involved the inexplicable healing of a gravely ill child whose family had a strong devotion to Saint Bakhita. These extraordinary events were rigorously investigated by the Church and contributed to her beatification and canonization. But the greatest honor was yet to come. In 2000, during the Great Jubilee, Pope John Paul II canonized Josephine Bakhita, declaring her a saint. This historic moment celebrated her life as a testimony of faith, hope, and charity. Saint Bakhita became the first person born in Sudan to be canonized, a source of pride and inspiration for her country and the entire world. Her canonization was a recognition of the transformative power of faith and forgiveness. Bakhita, who had suffered so much, was now celebrated as a symbol of hope and resilience. Her life showed that even in the most adverse circumstances, it is possible to find grace and holiness. The legacy of Saint Bakhita. Saint Josephine Bakhita left a legacy that goes far beyond her earthly life. Her story of suffering, faith, and redemption continues to inspire millions around the world. Today, she is remembered not only as a saint, but as a symbol of hope, resilience, and unconditional love. After her canonization, Saint Bakhita became the patron saint of Sudan, her native country. Her life is a beacon of light for many who face adversities similar to those she endured. Churches and schools have been dedicated in her name, and her story is taught as an example of overcoming an unshakable faith. Through her intercession, many faithful report miracles and graces received. Stories of physical healings, family reconciliations, and renewed faith are often attributed to her powerful intercession. Bakhita is frequently invoked by those who suffer, seeking comfort and assistance in their prayers. Her impact also extends beyond the Catholic Church. Saint Bakhita is a global icon of human rights and human dignity. Her life is a constant reminder of the fight against slavery and human trafficking, inspiring movements and organizations dedicated to these causes worldwide. Saint Bakhita is a living example of how love and forgiveness can transform lives and positively influence the world. Her life and legacy continue to touch hearts and change lives, showing that, with faith and determination, anyone can overcome the most difficult circumstances. And so, the story of Saint Josephine Bakhita remains alive, inspiring generations to find strength in faith and to fight for a more just and compassionate world. Her journey from slavery to sainthood is an eternal testimony to the transformative power of divine love. If you were moved by the story of Saint Bakhita, don't miss our next video, A Saint in Hell, the faith and sacrifice of Saint Maximilian Kolbe. Just like Bakhita, Saint Maximilian Kolbe faced extreme circumstances and showed that faith can shine even in the darkest moments. Don't miss it. May God bless you and your family.